Okay, I think we're live on YouTube. Let's verify, and then I have the messages ready to go. Test. Let me try it again. Test. Let me try it again. Test. Let me try it again. All right, cool. All right, we are good. What's up, DRX Design? I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing? Kind of treating Monday as the new year already, so I feel like I'm pretty much done with holidays at this point. Kind of sick of them, to be honest. Throws me so off track. All right. All right. So I am really tired today, but again, regardless if I'm tired or I'm awake, I still want to try to make a little bit of progress. So that is what we are going to do today. And I just realized we have a lot more to go with the Python. I thought we were done with the loops. That is my bad. That's cool. We get to learn more. What's up, Jessa? Happy Monday to you as well. How's your Monday going? I'm doing good, thank you. And about the stream, everything is going perfectly. Awesome. So everything looks good on your end. Sounds good. Cool. I say we just jump into it. Wait for ads. Is this on my playlist? It is. Oh, I do like this song. So I'm going to make a video about this, but a couple things I'd really like essentially, I'll just say it right now. Like, I'm doing a bit of a dopamine detox. Really looking forward to that. Because when I do it, and I do a reset, if I'm home alone, like, I have a ton of fun just coding and reading. If I'm used to playing video games or I'm drinking alcohol, going out on the weekends or anything like that, the fun of, you know, kind of ordinary things like that, it goes down. I love my resets every year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Because I do feel like I'm kind of forcing myself through the coding a little bit, and I don't like that. Boss fight has started. You can see people contributing to it via the cross swords icon in the sidebar. What's up, Guided Tuba? Oh, here? What's... Oh, right. So you do challenges. And then you can get... Yeah, but I don't open chess. Why would I care about this? But that's pretty cool. I do like this, and I like the live feed. Yeah, I saw you posted in Discord about it too. Just going as a normal Monday. It's not raining for a change. How's your day going? You know, it was going pretty good, but it's been raining the past 4 days, and someone decided to like drive kind of through my yard and like completely fucked it up and like threw empty like coffee thing into my yard. That kind of like irritated me, but outside of that, day's going pretty good. Had a problem with my gym membership today. My account was flagged. I have no idea. They explained it to me. I still don't even understand why it was flagged. They're like, yeah, you're good now. Okay. So, I don't know. I think the driving through my yard kind of pissed me off a bit. Yeah, people are just assholes. And I don't have a camera that, like, I have cameras, but I don't have a camera like that pays attention to the edge of my yard. It's like, do I really need to buy like more cameras? But I don't own. I'm renting right now. I don't want to live here forever. So I don't know if I really should care that much about it. Well, my advice is try not to be too hard on yourself because overall you're doing great, so keep pushing forward. All right, well, I appreciate that. I think I'll always be hard on myself. I don't think that'll ever stop. Even if you don't open chess, you can see how much XP you've added to the end. Yeah, I could. We'll check it out. We'll see what we can do. How long does the boss battle usually go on for? Do these lessons have videos or just text-based? Both. Text and videos. And I'm getting a lot of people, like, daily. Someone signs up for Boot.dev with my affiliate link, so you guys are trying it out. And I'm sure more people are not using my affiliate link and just type it in the URL, so that's pretty cool. So I hope you guys are having fun with it. Can I see refunds? I'm kind of curious. Commissions. No, I can see payments. I can see conversions, leads. I don't think I can see refunds. I do like to see how many people refunded. Scrimba shows me that. I think that's pretty cool. Because it kind of tells me, like, are people not happy with the program or not? I don't think I see that in Boot.dev. Think it'll go on for a week or until it's dead. Now is a great time to join. Okay, well, hey, we're going to be doing this all week. We are going to be doing this all week, so looking forward to it. We'll down that boss. All right, let's jump into it. I'm ready. All right, so I also think that because Zinc is pretty busy, we don't really have any mods. I think I'm gonna have like followers only mode on Twitch going forward for a while. So you got to follow for 10 minutes, then you could type in chat, and then I'm gonna keep the subscribers only on YouTube. So you got to be subscribed on YouTube for 10 minutes. I feel like the conversation is awesome with those filters. So that's why we have them on, but we're going to keep those on for a while. All right, let's dive into it. Let's do it. When coding, nope, not the right section. We are we are here. So I'm not going to look at chat. You guys are welcome to backseat code and chat, but I'm not going to look. You can't make me look. All right. The Fantasy Quest team has been working on a new feature, random events. These new events are ready to go, but they need a way to trigger in the open world for players to experience them. The team wants the random events to trigger on prime numbers. Write a function that takes a single number as an input and returns true if it is a prime number or false if it's not. Prime number is a positive integer greater than 1 that is only divisible by itself and 1. Okay. Yeah, I completely forgot about prime numbers. It's been a long time. For example, 2, 3, 5, and 7 are all prime numbers, but 1, 4, 6, and 8, and 9 are not. What? Oh, it has to be greater than 1. Or divisible. Okay. Or divisible by 1. By itself or 1. 0 and 1 are not prime numbers, and don't forget to catch all negative numbers. Okay. Modulo. Talk more about it in next chapter, but you can use the modulo operator to find a remainder. For example, 7 modulo 2 would be 1, because 2 can be multiplied evenly into 7 at most 3 times. Okay. Our function takes a number. What do you mean like, a prime number is a positive integer, and don't forget to catch all negative? Do you mean like reject all negative numbers? Don't forget to catch all negative numbers. Okay, so can we just do this? Nope, not in JavaScript. If number is less than 1 or 2, well, this, I think this is more readable. Less than or equal to 1, then we return false, right? We are returning, yep, true and false. Nope, no semicolon. Okay, and then we basically... we need to loop through with the number being the index, because we gotta divide it by each integer, going one integer at a time, to see if there is a remainder or not. So if there is a remainder, that means it's still potentially a prime number. Oh, fuck, loops in Python. Is it, I'm gonna try to remember, for number in range, so we start from 2, which 2 is inclusive. And then number plus 1. Because this is not inclusive, so it's gonna just go up to the number. And then we return, oh, no. If, nope, stop at the parentheses. Okay. No, we still need the index. For I in range 2, number plus 1. Okay. If number, stop the parentheses. If number modulo I forgot if there's truthy and falsy in Python. No. Oh yeah. All right. Print. We got yo. Cool. Just the sanity check. Okay. So there is a truthy and falsy Python. Okay, so if this exists, then we return true. Else we return false. Okay, 3 passed and 1 failed. Nine, expecting false. Okay. We will figure it out. So 9 is not a primary or a prime number. That's obvious. This will start at 2. Let me just do a sanity check. Okay. So for 7, does this only print one number? Let me just look up loops. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I'm doing the correct syntax. For I in range. Two. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that is not inclusive. So that is correct. If why is it only printing once? If seven plus, okay. 7, 2, that's gonna print. 7 and 3 should print, right? What am I doing wrong here? Because the very first iteration is going to, I wonder if this is like, I guess let's see if this is even triggering or when this is triggering. Seven and 2. Oh, no. If it equals 0, it's not a prime. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, wake up. It always takes me a couple problems just to wake my brain up. It's why I'm telling you, like, I cannot go into an interview cold. I can't do it. I have to warm up for like 20 minutes. All right, so if number that is going to not equal 0, which should return false. But right, am I crazy? If it equals 0, then it's a prime number because there's no remainder. I think that's it. Just trying to think through it. Okay. Nope. Still true. Okay. No, it can't be that. This always returns true. Right? If there's no remainder, that means that it's divisible by something like 2 or higher. So we want to return false because it is not a prime number. It is not a prime number if it is less than or equal to 1. And then if we make it through the loop, then we've determined that it is a prime number and we return true. I think that's right. No, now 2 are failing. Fuck. Okay. Song's good. But it's going to hit... We don't want to include this because it's going to be divisible by itself. So we're going to hit 7. And then 7 modulo 7 is going to equal 0. So we just got to exclude... Like, we don't want to compare the last one. There we go. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Brain's waking up. Let's go. What's up, Chris? Yep, off one error. Let me catch up with Twitch chat. I think there is a function, absolute, that makes all numbers positive, but I don't think we want to make this number positive because we want to return false, right? If we make a -2 positive, like that's going to be a prime number. That's going to return true when it should return false. What's up, Anonymous? How you doing? Yeah, okay, and then you said, yeah, probably not what you want here. No. So reason why the music can be heard on Twitch? Yep, copyright. You guys got it right. If you guys want music, good music, it's on Twitch. No music on YouTube. Which means if you want to play your own music, you can go on YouTube. Best of both worlds, you know? What's this music called? Are you talking about this one? Exploration of Space. Cosmic Gate, I think. Or it's like Exploration of Space Radio Edit Cosmic Gate. Boss time. What's up, Josh? Yep. It's boss time. That's right. Hey, which means we contributed. Hold up. Yo, we helped beat the boss. How do I know if I've contributed? Oh, yep. Nice. Let's go. All right, so maybe it'll take about a week to beat that boss. We'll see. Yeah, no problem, Anonymous. All right, next problem. Let's go on to this. In Fantasy Quest, player characters have spells and abilities that cost mana to cast. Characters can meditate to regenerate mana by converting energy directly into mana. Drinkable energy potions can be used to instantly regain energy. Okay. Complete the meditate function using a while loop. Takes mana, max mana, energy, and energy drinks integers. While meditating, a character converts 1 energy into 1 mana for each iteration of the loop, up to the max mana. Okay, 1 energy into 1 mana for each iteration of the loop, up to the max mana. If you have any energy drinks, when they run out of energy, they will drink 1 energy potion to gain 50 energy and continue meditating. A character will stop meditating if either their mana reaches the max mana, okay, or they run out of both energy and energy drinks. Return the mana and remaining energy and energy drinks when the character stops meditating. Okay, I think I get it. So we can't edit these. Actually, do I get it? They will drink 1 energy potion to gain 50 energy and continue meditating. So the conditions, their mana reaches the max mana, or they run out of both energy and energy drinks. Okay. I forgot the syntax. Let me just test something. We can't do that, right? Minus equals 1. We do get a 9. We can edit these. Okay. So when their mana reaches the max mana, or I don't think we need parentheses here. They run out of both energy and energy drinks. Right? So let me just read this again. While meditating, a character for its 1 energy. So we're going to add mana for each iteration. Or sorry, we're going to convert energy into mana for each iteration. If any energy drinks, if they have any when they run out of energy. So we'll start with the conditional if energy drinks. Oh my god, these parentheses. Or sorry, if energy is, and I'll probably have to rewrite this, but it just helps me think through it. If energy equals 0, then and energy drinks doesn't equal 0, we'll just say is greater than 0, then we want to replenish our energy, 50 energy, and continue meditating. Energy, I mean, we could just say plus equals 50 or 50. Either one works. Energy drinks minus equals 1. And then after that, kind of want to do like else if we're repeating a little bit here, but that's okay. If energy equals 0 and energy, well, do we need to do this? I guess I kind of, we could probably just do an else, because this is going to catch it early and stop the while loop. So we assume that no, we wrote this incorrectly. Did I write it all opposite? Okay. Or energy does not equal 0, or energy drinks does not equal 0. So now we know that we at least have energy drinks. If energy equals 0 and energy drinks is greater than 0, we strip 1 from the energy drink and add it to the energy. And then we could just do an else. I'm going to reread this one more time, but energy plus equals 1. Or, no, mana plus equals 1. And then energy minus equals 1. Am I missing anything? Return the mana and remaining energy and energy drinks when the character stops meditating. So, like when I read it, I think it makes sense. We might have to do some print logs, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. So then we return the mana, energy, and energy drinks. I bet you we have an infinite loop. Yo, did we create our first infinite loop? Let's go. I look at that as a victory. Yep. Hell yeah. It's a rite of passage. What could be causing that before we dive into trying to debug it? If energy equals 0 and energy drinks is greater than 0, then we add to energy and strip from energy drinks. So let's just go by one test and see if this ever triggers. It never triggers. Okay. So this is correct because we have 0 energy drinks. So then we add 1 to mana. And why would 10 not equal 10? That should be the first thing that blocks it, right? We strip from energy. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me just get that back. All right. So we run out of energy. So energy does not equal 0. Huh. We did verify that we can manipulate these directly. Let's go mana and energy. Stop. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's or and. There, nope. Okay, we're getting closer. No, that can't be true. Hold on. No, that's not true. It's a bad conditional. Or energy doesn't equal 0 and energy drinks doesn't equal 0. Okay. What failed? Which one failed? Pass. The first one failed? Or this one? What? I don't know how to read this. Okay, I think this one failed, yeah. The first one. It makes it to -1. Why? Wait. If... Hold on. Well, mana doesn't equal max mana, or... I'm tripping this up. It's not an or. Let's see. Mana doesn't equal max mana. That's correct. And energy doesn't equal 0. Now this one failed. Why? It's our conditional. It's 100% our conditional. So if mana doesn't equal max mana, then we keep going. But we have to have energy. And energy doesn't equal 0. We can allow energy to equal 0. Or we have to have an energy drink. There we go. I'm telling you, conditionals like this get me every time when I'm warming up. All the time. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, I like it. Let's submit it. Let's go. Left a print statement in. That's sloppy. Can we resubmit? Okay. All right, we made it past loops. I would argue I kind of... Like, granted, I'm still kind of just warming up, right? But those last two problems, I would even say the last three problems, I'm starting to get why some of them are optional. Because to me, those are really fun problems. But someone just starting out might get frustrated with those. It just depends on how much fun you have with them, right? How self-critical you're going to be. I don't know. I like them. Holy shit, that's a lot of lessons. I am all for these, more of these optional problems becoming more required. What's up, Pete? You're doing Java exercises right now. Nice. What's up, Renee? How you doing? Have you tried Cursor, like day-to-day, not for learning? No, I've never even heard of it. Never heard of it. Hypnaudio. Hope you're doing well. All right, sounds good, Anonymous. What's up, Java? Yeah, it was the conditional the whole time. Why put energy drinks in the while condition? Could be an if. Why wouldn't you? Oh, because you don't like that many conditions? I would, like, these are kind of your early exits, right? I would argue, like, I don't know if you could do this with Python, right? Like, I don't know if you can hit enter and, like, break them up like this. Right? If you do something like that. Maybe that's more readable. I don't know if you can do something like that in Python. But I don't think so. For me, like, more indentations with if blocks, I don't know. Like, it's probably just preference. You could drop another conditional, but I like having the conditionals manipulate whatever data I want to manipulate, while like have those within the while, and then for the conditional for the while, these conditionals, the only concern is just exiting the loop early. To put an extra if statement to exit the loop early, can we even do that for the while? I like being able to skip challenges if I'm struggling. Doesn't feel like I've failed since they're an extra, so I come back to them. Okay. As long as you come back to them, I think that's a great idea. But in that case, I would love to see Boot.dev like recommend come back to these. Because a lot of people won't. You can use a return at a while loop to exit early. You can do that, but that's what the conditional's for. Like, keep your conditionals that exit the while loop in this conditional, and then keep any conditionals of like side effects that you want to do here. Split those conditionals up. Don't mix and match. That's my personal opinion in terms of like why I would want these here and just this here. And you could even like clean this up a bit if you want. Actually, how is this correct? What should happen is we should use an energy drink, and how is this correct? Like, this should be a thing. Am I insane? I'm pretty sure this was wrong. With the else. Like, after we refill with energy, we want to add one to mana. Do we not? How are both of these passing? Does it make it more readable for people that have programmed for a long time to put all the exit conditionals on the while? I think I need to practice reading code more. I think it's personal preference. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just think you need a good explanation for it. For me, my explanation is these are different types of conditionals. Like we're checking for this type of thing, and then we're checking for this type of thing. So again, exiting the while and manipulating data, side effects, whatever we want to do. So like you're going to have developers that might not prefer this, but generally like having a conditional with just like if this kept going and like there's a point where a lot of developers are going to be like, nah, we need to break this up. And I think that's just personal preference, to be honest. Arguments can be made on both sides. I think it's just about like, if you're asked about that, just having a reason for it. Like, why do you prefer something? Just doing something and having a convention because someone told you to do it, that's not really a good signal for a hiring manager. Having a reason for, which is why I keep saying like, and I have to stress this over and over, like stop trying to do it the conventional way when you're starting out. Just solve the damn problem, right? And solve it again and solve it better, reorganize your code later. There's a natural progression to this where you start forming your own opinions and you could talk about this stuff. What you want to happen in an interview is to be able to talk about this, talk about your reasoning, not I just followed a tutorial or I was told to do this, or a lot of developers do this. Like that shit doesn't matter. Like fuck that. Like why, what is your reasoning for the way you organize your code, the way you write your logic? Like what is your reasoning? Companies want to hire developers that can critically think for themselves like that. The only way you can do that is by writing a bunch of shitty unorganized code and then just slowly writing it better and better and forming your opinions of why you've done it. Now, can you read other people's conventions? Yes, but like don't just read their conventions, read why they have those conventions. That's when you start adopting conventions, is when they explain why and you're like, you know what? I like that better. That's a good reason to adopt a convention. So it's like describing an idea, one idea for the while and another for the if. Yeah, like they do different things. They're checking for different types of things. Anything checking for we need to exit the while loop, do this. Anything checking for conditional, we do this. And again, it just goes back to like, what is your personal preference? If you want to break this up, you find it easier, then break it up. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like $20 after the trial for Pro. This is not an ad. Or hold on. Dude, you got to try Cursor. It's basically VS Code, but it offers file updates as diffs. Then you can apply to files. Check it out. Not for teaching, but getting stuff done. I've used it for work. VS Code. File updates as diffs. Then you can apply to... Why would I care about that? You're just talking about like all file updates on your system that has previous versions of those files? Is that what you're saying? Like, isn't that, like, if we're talking about coding, isn't that what Git is for? My only loop condition was mana is less than max, rest inside. Okay. And again, you know, personal preference. Allows you to swap different LLM models for code completion. Like, what? Fuck LLM models and code completion. Fuck that. I don't want that garbage in my code. What do you mean? I'll write my own code. Yeah, fuck AI writing any of my code. What a horrible idea. No offense to you, just like, it's not fucking touching my code. Like, fuck that. Why did it cut me off? I tried to say mana max is the only you said it. It showed. I went like if mana decrement, if drinks, add mana decrement, else if, add mana decrement drinks, else break. In my opinion, I don't like as many conditionals at once if not necessary. That's fine. Again, personal preference. Have a good reason for it. I can't see the rest of the conditional because of the chat. Oh. That's fair. That's true. We do have the code on the right. That's a... we should probably, like, put you guys over here. Where do I put you guys? I don't know. Well, there you go. There's the rest of the conditional. I honestly don't know where to put you guys. I can shorten this a bit. Yeah, no problem. That's a good point. Well, I'll see if it covers the... Because we do have this... Can we move this? Yeah, we can. We can do this. Will it stay like that? Yeah, it will. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we are on lists. Loops. Let's go. I like loops. Or not loops, arrays. I like arrays. All right, so a natural way to organize and store data is in a list. Some languages call them arrays, but in Python, we call them lists. Think of the apps you use.
Hey, listen!
Oh, shit.
Lol, if you have more code to write than time or for larger code bases, something like Cursor is worth it. You can tell the LLM what conventions to use.
I get that. First of all, thank you for the $4.99. Very generous. You do a lot of donations here, so I appreciate it. And with all due respect, like, fuck your LLMs. I don't care. I don't want to touch them. I don't want to edit them. Fuck them. Don't touch my code. Stay the fuck out of my editor. Stay the fuck out of my code. That is my opinion. I don't give a shit about injecting any sort of AI into my code. Yeah, again, like, you guys might have a preference for it. Like, get the fuck out of my code. Like, just stay the fuck out of my code. Devin has only $500 if chat pays for it. Maybe you could use it. If you guys bought, I would try Devin. I don't know if I would have fun. Like, the thing is, I've already watched Primogen use it. And like, then and there, I decided that I don't really ever want to try Devin. Yeah, I don't know if I'm like inclined to want to do that. Like, if someone talked to me about it, they're like, hey, if I donate $500, we'll use it. Like, you can reach out to me. I don't think someone's going to do that, but I'll think about it. Yeah, no, both are lame in my opinion. Fuck both of them, Hypnaudio. I like to paste my own code to LMs and ask questions like, how can I improve it? That's a good use case for AI. Try to reason with it through my decisions. Yeah, that's a really good use case for it. Yeah, definitely fuck Devin. What a worthless bot. But yeah, like, keep AI out of your code. Like, again, too many software engineers are becoming too reliant on it, and I would challenge you to be very careful about how much code it's generating for you. Even overuse of templates can be harmful. So it's like you have to strike a bit of a balance, but I do see a lot of software engineers becoming really shitty software engineers with an over-reliance on AI generated code. It's just true. Like, we are going to encounter a quality problem in the industry with the overdependency of AI. It is like right now, it is so complete shit that like we are going to encounter a quality problem. No, even when you know your shit, you will get rusty. Even when you know your shit. It's such a garbage piece of shit tool that will continue to degrade you. It'll outsource your critical thinking. It'll prevent you from revisiting a lot of fundamental concepts. It will hurt your growth as a software engineer long term. Unless it replaces all of us before we can get good. And that's the thing. You will only become better. You will only become better because, like, you think, oh, I'm experienced, I'm good. No, like, you can get rusty. You can get worse. There's always more to learn. Wait 10 years. You won't want to touch React at that stage of life. That's been a quality problem since 90s. Why would I care about React in 10 years? What? Why would I care about, like, what are we even talking about? Who gives a shit about React in 10 years? Like, what is the relevance of that? AI is a great rubber duck. It is. AI is a good rubber duck. There are proper use cases for it that still allow you to grow. You don't outsource your critical thinking and your problem solving skills. You still get to revisit fundamentals. Like, it has a good, there are good use cases for it. But software engineers will continue to get worse. And here's the thing. This is very alluring, right? AI will speed up your workflow in the short term. It absolutely will. For experienced developers and even inexperienced developers, it'll speed up your workflow. I care more about the growth of software engineers than I do about how fast they push out code. You know who cares about how fast you push out code? Product managers that don't really give a shit about your well-being. You know who else? Shitty-ass leaders in the tech industry. Leaders who have no software engineering experience and just have a degree and then... Alpha Code, welcome. There are plenty of people that'll pressure you to write code faster. There are clients that'll pressure you to write code faster. They can all go fuck themselves. If you have a manager that has an expectation that you need to speed up your code, and the only way that you can do it, instead of providing proper mentorship, the only way that you can do it is to lean on AI doing it for you, that is a bad manager to work for. That is bad leadership. We are developing really horrible expectations. H. Jart, thanks for the follow. Welcome. We are developing horrible expectations for software engineers, and it will bite us in the ass if we don't fight back, if we don't push back. Is a horrible thing happening right now. And be very careful. Be very careful about the dependencies that you create. You will suffer long term from them. I was watching something earlier about someone who used AI too much and started to find it hard to think of normal words. Wow. That's like an extreme case. I think it's kind of a brain rot when you don't use your brain. Like even the autofills with the emails, it's not even you anymore, right? It's trained on you a little bit, but a lot of even Gmail just implemented their kind of like autocomplete, and you have Notion that does it. You have different apps that are doing it, but like you are literally sacrificing, like a really useful tool in most professions is writing, even just communication through electronic means. Writing is a useful tool that almost all of us are outsourcing to AI at this point. Anyone that's trying to be productive, especially entrepreneurs, I'm doing it. Like this is something I have to fight against myself with. But like even just being able to articulate your words and think through that, outsourcing it to AI is a horrible idea. It's just a horrible idea. We continue to outsource way too much. We are, and when we finally create that dependency on AI, there's a whole slew of problems, especially when we start getting kind of like a lot of inequality to who has access to different LLMs, right? There's a big fight of trying to make a lot of this open source. And I would really lean on companies that are trying to do that and support those companies. But like what happens when we do kind of get this inequality of people that have access to better LLMs? There are so many dangers of this that people just are, they're not even like looking into. They're just like, oh, it makes my life easier, so I'm going to do, like, I think a lot of people are going to really regret the choice of how much we support AI. So obviously, like I have a philosophical stance, I guess, like an ideological stance against what we're using it for and how fast it's progressing and who is making money off of AI and where it's getting distributed. But I think software engineers, for the most part, will be way better off teaming together to push back and fight against these unrealistic expectations that our managers have to be able to push out code as much as possible. It is going to be a bad time for everyone if we continue to support that. Do you have any thoughts on the WGU CS degree? I think it's a waste of money if you're just doing it for the credentials. If you are going to take it very seriously, right? You're not just trying to speed through it. Like, you are working on the side, you are building shit, you are really utilizing a lot of what you're learning, you can come out with a pretty good education. With that kind of degree, you have more freedom to be a bad student, to just be tested through, not artificial, but like arbitrary means of like, do you know this knowledge or not? Like, if you want to, I feel like the standards in terms of what it takes to pass feel more flexible. Now, I understand that it's cheaper, but if you are going to go for a CS degree with WSU, take your education very, very seriously, and it might be worth the money. But I do see the credibility of it going down because, again, it's the type of person that's trying to rush through it, that's not taking their education seriously, that's making hiring managers potentially consider like where the CS degree comes from. That has always been the case to some extent, but WGU seems to be producing worse software engineers. And I look specifically at software engineers. Is it because of the program? I don't think necessarily. I think it is, but it's because of what they allow you to get away with and the type of mindset that they don't crush from the beginning, because the way it's sold is kind of just like another cheap marketing product, like trying to give you credits and discounts, and they're trying to like capture people like, this is urgent, you're not going to get another discount, like go through it, get your CS degree faster than any other program. And it's like the way they're marketing it is setting bad expectations for students going through it. And in long term, I kind of already see this happening, but long term, I think the credibility of people with degrees coming from WSU is going to go down. How far down, I don't know. But I would just, again, if you're going to go through it, take your education seriously. That's my one piece of advice. Just do it. Ignore any excuse. Udities always lose. Learn the latest tech always. Learn fundamentals forever. Information science is golden. Yeah, with the right mindset, I still would just make sure you. Those are my thoughts. I would make sure that your mindset going into it is right. Do you think you can learn through generating LLM code, break things fast, and learn from mistakes, or is it a dead end? Do you think you can learn through generating LLM code? I think there's a skill, like part of being a software engineer is being able to think through the problem and translate that into code, right? And if it's doing that for you, you're skipping part of that process. I think it can be harmful. Again, you will not lose, especially with learning, by writing your own code. And I even encourage, especially new people, like avoid templates like a plague. You're going to jump into some abstractions, but write the beginning code for those abstractions and understand what that code is doing, at least at a surface level. Write that code, get comfortable with it. So I guess I would be careful about that. Even if AI does make you faster, your boss will always want you to do more. And you are also setting a new expectation. You yourself are setting a new expectation of the speed that you are going to deliver. And I don't think that's sustainable. We don't have quality AI for you to be a fraud forever. We just don't. In many, many months in time, depending on AI generating a lot of your code, you are becoming a fraud. Strip that AI and you're going to be fucking useless. You're a fraud. That's the truth. And that will bite you in the ass. Fraud forever. Hashtag fraud forever. So I am back. What did I miss? We just went into kind of a long discussion about AI. But yeah, that's what I think. You guys are welcome to disagree. Anyone watching this video afterwards can disagree. Go for it by all means. We're gonna have a variety of opinions, but I think it's a situation people need to be careful of. All right, so we could probably make a little bit more progress. Fraud grift is overpowered. Set the bar low. Spend your free time doing others. Listen, but no, don't just do it on company hours. I don't agree with that. But that, like, you did say something I do agree with. Set the bar not low, medium. A lot of people try to get into positions that they're barely qualified for. And I remember bringing Scott and someone from Formation on, I think, to talk about this. But they had recommended that they have seen software engineers do really well moving up the ladder by starting with a position that was just a little bit easy for them, impressing everyone, getting a promotion very quickly. And they had seen people do very well at that company, and they've seen longevity, and those software engineers received a lot of respect, versus you coming into a position you are barely qualified for, barely making it through, developing that bad first impression. So I don't agree set the bar low, but I think it's okay to start off as like, let's just kind of get cozy here for a second, you know? It is a momentum. You're right about that. It is a momentum thing. That's a big one for your own self-confidence too. Trying to get an AI to play a game with you can be fun. Warm up for thinking. They do really stupid stuff, like in tic-tac-toe. It will give you multiple turns and sometimes add its token outside of the grid. Oh, really? I've never tried that. Okay. Cool. I think do I want to keep going? I think I do. Let me come back. I'm going to take a few minutes break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to run a 3-minute ad because Twitch is serving pre-rolls now. Yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes and we'll continue pushing forward with this. And if you guys have any questions in chat, I'm happy to go through those questions. All right.
Look at my horse is amazing.
What's up, Soul Habe? Welcome on YouTube. I'll have an interview with CTO for an internship based on a project I did. Any tips for prep? Yeah, just understand your code. Understand the project. Be able to talk through it, explain implementation and like, any hiccups you had and main thing you learned. Just like get comfortable with the project again. I use it at work for front-end testing, but realize that it will make you faster short-term but cause you to stagnate. So now I'm actually going over front-end testing on my own. You mean like writing tests? Is that what you're talking about, Alpha? I have tended to use AI to help me build things that I've wanted to build. Again, be careful about that. Helping me break through barriers that I may have otherwise gotten stuck. So yeah, you can use AI to help you break through barriers through learning, not generating code for you. I just think you're hurting yourself doing that. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I don't think it's to your benefit. Writing tests, gotcha. Yeah, I'd be careful about trusting it to do that. But I think a better question would be like, if you're going to be responsible for writing tests, like if you're going to be responsible for writing tests, just learn how to write tests. I think it can give you some ideas of outliers to test for, kind of like a second brain that maybe you missed after you already thought through it. That could be helpful. Didn't really learn testing as well as I would like before starting my job, but it's like 50% plus production is so important to write good tests. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, just get good with writing tests. I don't think I'm that good at it. It's something I can improve as well. I mean, I reviewed what it wrote and fixed it, just needed a starter template. Yeah, again, I don't think it's a good idea. If that is your responsibility and you are leaning on AI to do your job for you, I think it's a terrible idea. Again, use it to check and supplement after you've already put your effort into learning it, into writing better tests. Just become a better software engineer. You're getting to the good stuff. Array types are amazing. I like arrays. I like arrays a lot. So let's dive into it. We're going to make some progress. A natural way to organize and store data is in a list. Some languages call them arrays, but in Python, we just call them lists. Think of all the apps you use and how many of the items in the app are organized into lists. An X, formerly Twitter, feed is a list of posts. Who still calls it Twitter? I still call it Twitter. I don't like calling it X. An online store is a list of products. The state of a chess game is a list of moves. This list is a list of things that are lists. Okay? Lists in Python are declared using square brackets with commas separating each item. Lists can contain items of any data type. In our example above, what we have a list of strings. Once we're going to Fantasy Quest inventory, we can store items the player is carrying in a list. Fix our pet inventory function, or our get inventory function by adding short sort to the end of the list. Okay. Sometimes when we're manually creating lists, it can be hard to read if all the items are on the same line of code. We can declare the list using multiple lines if we want to. Okay. Keep in mind, this is just a styling change. The code will run correctly either way. When would you declare a list of multiple items? When there are many items and it's hard to read them. Oh, on multiple lines. When there are many items and it's hard to read them all in one line. Which types can be stored in lists? All of them. Which index refers to the second item in the list? 1. Indexing in lists. Now that we know how to create new lists, we need to know how to access specific items in the list. We access items in the list directly by using their index. Indexes start at 0, the first item, and increment by 1 with each successive item. The syntax is as follows. You need to allow players to access items in their inventories. Fix our get leather scraps function by changing the value of item index to the index in inventory that holds the value of leather scraps. Adding more XP for the boss fight. Let's go. List length. The length of a list can be calculated using the len function. The length of the first of the list is equal to the number of items present. Don't be fooled by the fact that the length is not equal to the index of the last element. In fact, it will always be one greater. Some of our players' inventories are huge, so looking through the entire list is cumbersome. Let's find an easy way for us to get the index of the last item in their inventory. Complete the getLastIndex function so that it returns the length of the inventory list minus 1. I think I just read it and wasn't paying attention. Oh, get the index of the last item. Okay. So return length of inventory minus 1. Nope. Wait. Oh. Cool. List updates. We can also change the item that exists at a given index. For example, we can change leather to leather armor in the inventory list in the following ways. Okay, so Fantasy Quest is trialing a new inventory system for their hardcore game mode. If a player has iron ore or an iron bar, it is always stored in the second inventory slot, and they can only have one or the other. Let's finish the smelt ore function. When a player tries to smelt iron ore, we need to change it into an iron bar, but only if they already have iron ore in their inventory slot. Okay. We just change. Okay. So if, nope, not JavaScript, inventory, I swear it's going to throw me off for a very long time. If inventory, and it's the second slot, iron ore, then inventory 1 is equal to iron bar. Okay, submit. Just practice, learn a bit of Python. If we do store this, can we manipulate the array this way? Yeah. Wait, what am I doing wrong? You just do hotkeys done. Right? It should be like Alt Shift. Oh, there. Okay. It's catching on the brackets. Iron slot. Does this work? No. Okay. All right. Appending in Python. Actually, let me see what saves. It does save like that. Okay. We can't have that code in there. I just want to test it out. All right. Appending in Python. Kill that bird. Oh, wait, is that what it is? It is a bird. I wasn't even paying attention. Yo, look at that. We are killing it. Yeah, I think there's no way it's going to be killed today. Probably not even tomorrow. We'll see. It's common to create an empty list and fill it with values using a loop. We can add values to the end of the list using the .append. Cool. We need to generate a unique user ID for each player in the game. An ID is just a unique number that identifies a user. Let's finish the generate user list function in the body of the loop. Use the incrementing value I as unique IDs and append them to the player IDs. All right, pop values. Pop is the opposite of append. Pop removes the last element from a list and returns it for use. Our player is selling the items in the inventory to the shopkeep. Pop the last element from the inventory list until there is nothing left. Pop the elements into an item variable so that each prints in turn on line 19. Wait, pop the last element from the until there's nothing left. Pop the elements into an item variable so that each prints in turn on line 19. Oh, I see it. Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. And we can't just do, I forgot. Can we do this? We have to declare item first, right? This will not work. Inventory.pop. It does work. I swear, did this not work last time? Like, we couldn't declare a brand new... I'm being tested right now. I swear we had to do something... Oh, because we were trying to add. That's right. We were doing something like... item plus equals a number, and item was undefined. I think that's why it was erroring out. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's wait, run it. There we go. I think we stopped you getting the first chest. You only get the chest if you've got enough XP before. Oh, the chest has been gotten. We had you chatting too long. That's all right. Like, was I really going to open that chest? You know? Remember that we can iterate over all elements in a list using a loop. For example, the following code will print each item in the sports list. Our players need a way to see how many copies of a specific item they have within their inventory. Let's finish the get item counts function within the loop. Check if the items are a potion, bread, or short sword. Then add up how many there are of each by incrementing the potion count, bread count, and short sword count variables respectively. Okay. Well, this we could just do like item Yo. I mean, they could be other items besides this, you know? So we'll do an else if. If item equals short sword, then short sword count plus equals 1. Elif, right? It's elif. Easy, let's go. No index syntax. In my opinion, Python has the most elegant syntax for iterating directly over the items in a list without worrying about index numbers. If you don't need the index number, you can use the following syntax. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. For tree. Okay. The variable declared using the in keyword directly accesses the value in a list rather than the index. If we don't need to update the item and only need to access its value, then this is a more clean way to write code. So it's because we're not using range? Is that it? Because I'm assuming if I like do for I in trees, I'm going to get the value. Assuming it's not by the variable name itself, I'm assuming it's just by not using range. I'd like to know why that is, but that's what I'm assuming. When should we use the no index syntax? We don't need to know the index, just the value. Which method of writing for loops is considered more clean, assuming you don't need the index? Yeah, I think it again, pretty sure it's the range. Find an item in a list. Practice the no index or no range syntax. Okay. So we get to test it out here. We need to check if a player has a specific item in their inventory in the contain leather scraps. Use the no index syntax to iterate over each item in items. If you find an item called leather scraps, set the found variable to true. Stop those parentheses, man. For item, so I in items, let's try this. If I is equal to leather scraps, we are going to set found to equals true. Okay, so it's not the variable name. Figured it wouldn't be, I just wanted to double check. They will show a method to get both index and a value for sure, but so you know it is possible. What is possible? Find the increase. We keep track of each character's level in a list. When someone levels up, we want to know about it so we can congratulate them. The assignment, or your assignment, is to compare the old character levels and new character levels. List in to print the index where character level increased. I do like how the context in which you're teaching these concepts remains the same. We're building a game. It's all about building a game, right? I do think when like in the same course, I think that I guess that's pretty common actually. Maybe that's not really unique. I just like that when courses do that and they stay consistent. Like they don't give arbitrary examples. Like they kind of go off of a single concept and double down on it through the lessons. Your assignment is to compare the old character levels and new character levels and print the index where character levels increased. Okay. Existing code in the loop, you've been given loops over all the indexes in old character levels because old character levels and new character levels are the same length. You can reuse I to index at a bolt. Fill in the loop with code that prints the indexes where the item in the first list is less than the item in the second list. We don't want to congratulate someone for staying the same level or somehow leveling down, for example. The lists are, okay. Okay. Getting an index and a value like item and I separately at the level of... I know what you're saying. What's the relevance to it? Like, because you said for sure, but so you know it is possible. What do you mean, like, I know what is possible? I think the last part is what I was confused at by what you're saying. Yo, what's up, Jack? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Life is good. This week's going to be good. Oh, man. I do want to create a video after this. Like, right after. I'm probably going to do it. Dude, I want to prevent... Man, I try to mute the channel, but I keep getting pinged in their accomplishments. Just mute this shit. Notifications, nothing. Oh, okay. So I'm suppressing... Nothing. Suppress everyone here. Suppress all roles. I guess I can't, like if someone tags me, I can't suppress that. Privacy settings. I'm going to try hide muted channels and see if that helps. Since you wondered about naming item or I, so I thought you thought, oh, so you're saying because you can have both. Gotcha. That shows that it's not about the variable name. I get what you're saying. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I guess, yeah, I just didn't understand it at first. Find max. The built-in float function can create a numeric floating point value of negative infinity. Yeah, those are always fun. Because every value will be greater than negative infinity, we can use it to help us accomplish our goal of finding the max value. Our players want a way to see the strongest attack from their last combat. Let's add another function to analyze data from our combat log. Complete the find max function that looks at each number in the nums list and returns the maximum value. If no maximum is found, it just returns negative infinity. I've added it for you as a starting value of max so far. Okay. I mean, yeah, we could do that. That is a way. That's interesting. Okay, so this is just an exercise on infinity, I guess. Because how I would probably do it is like just grab the first index and store that and then compare against that for each additional iteration. Um, I'm never going to stop with the parentheses. Equals num. And returns the maximum. All right, cool. I have 6,000 towards the boss. Can sleep easy knowing if the next chest is reached, I'll still be able to claim it. Now I have to sleep. Hope you all have a good stream. Try not to tank the boss too much. LOL. Leave some of him for me. All right. Don't worry. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Actually, let's do one more. Modulo operator in Python. The modulo operator can be used to find a remainder. Yeah, we know about that. Is a percent sign. It's important to recognize modulo is not a percentage, though. That's just the symbol we're using. An odd number is a number that, when divided by 2, the remainder is not 0. Inside the loop, in the getOddNumbers function, use the modulo operator to check if each number I is odd. If a number is odd, append it to the odd numbers. Frenziedly, thank you for the follow and welcome. Why is your name so difficult to pronounce? Frenziedly, whatever. All right, I think I got it. Append it to odd numbers. The function already returns the odd numbers list for you. Num is an integer. Okay, so if it's 2, it's divisible by 2, it's even. So if, wait. We get a number, oh, gotcha, okay. So if I is divisible by 2, then if we get a remainder, it's going to be converted to true, I think. And then we append I. Okay. All right, I want to record my video. We'll end there. That's a good spot to stop at. And I'll go through and add timestamps and everything. I've been trying to do that. But yeah, this is fun. I like arrays. Arrays are fun. I feel like they used to be really frustrating when I was first starting out, but I mean, they're use them all the time, you know? But again, like Python is just very easy to learn when you've already done JavaScript. And I think vice versa. I would assume like if you start with Python, JavaScript is going to be easier. I don't know. All right. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the good conversation. It was fun. Thank you for the donation, Hypnodia. And yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. The goal is 4 p.m. Central Time. I think by tomorrow, everything should be back to normal. So just want to give you a heads up. And then we'll just go back to our normal schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. We're back on Boot.dev. And then on the side for now, I am just, working on my project little by little. With Twitch Sprouts, going to be learning Angular. And eventually, I'll probably live code it. But the Twitch Sprout will not be launched on the 1st. I want to give you a heads up. You see there on the top left, it says the 1st. It's not going to be launched on the 1st. I just want to give people a heads up. All right, that's it. Have a good night. Good luck. Happy Monday. And happy coding. Take care.